Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk and welcome back to my review of Arthur the King. Arthur the King was directed by Simon Celin Jones and was written by Michael Brandt and Michael Lindor. Arthur the King stars Mark Wahlberg, Natalie Emmanuel, Simu Liu, Ali Suleiman, and Yukai. Arthur the King has a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. Quick synopsis. An adventure racing team looking to win it all in their last race adopt a stray dog as their fifth member of the team. Guys, when I saw this trailer, I thought for sure I needed to go see this movie. I thought the premise was good. I hadn't heard about this story since it's based on a true story about this, Michael and his adventure team and this adventure race, and then picking up this dog that seemed to just teleport across the Dominican Republic and everything that happened on that race and even after it. And so usually I do like based on true stories because it gives us that glimpse into the world that we don't usually see, because there's so much going on in this world. Based on true stories are there to give us that curiosity, and maybe even go back and read the story, Google it, pick up the book that it's based off, or whatever else other media that we have. So usually when based on true stories, I am like a diehard, and I'll usually go. I'm always watching it based on true story. But one of the things for me in this movie was that it really did feel like two movies. It felt like the first half was refocusing on Michael and how he has not ever been a winner in this adventure race, and the clock is ticking. He's getting old. He doesn't think he's got enough gas to do it again after this one. And so he pretty much wants to do one more rally, and he wants to get a team together, get sponsors together to go do this race. And then the second half of this movie is like them with Arthur joining their team and seeing how he kind of helps them out along the way. And then afterwards, seeing what's happening between Michael and Arthur, because of course we want to know what happens to Arthur after this race. Does Michael take this dog with him? Does he leave the dog? What happens? And I hope I'm pronouncing the dog's name right. Yukai. He's the dog that plays Arthur. And pretty much he is the star of this movie. We start out with him and we pretty much end with him in this movie. And the one thing I'm going to say is I have more connection with this dog with this movie than I do with Michael, who's played by Mark Wahlberg, or any other characters. And I get it. That's pretty much what you want to do in an animal movie. You want to get that connection with the animal. And I think a lot of people have, when they see an animal on screen or, in real life, really have that connection with them. And you really do have that emotional connection with Arthur in this movie. And really, with Arthur, I think you could have probably had a movie about Arthur, but of course, we don't really know what happens to Arthur before this movie starts, right? I guess the Dominican Republic has a issue with stray dogs. A lot of them have rabies and they're just out in the streets and there's packs of them and stuff like that. Arthur goes through a trying time with all this stuff, trying to survive, and it almost seems like he's about to give up on life, and he's trying to find that people to take care of him, even though there's certain times where he doesn't let anybody take care of him when they try to help. So I don't know what it was about Michael that Arthur clung to, but you could tell that Arthur was going through a tough time. And getting into my dislikes, a lot of times I know recently we've had movies that have had long run times. And it's one of those things that sometimes I think it hurts a movie, sometimes I don't. Arthur the King is like an hour and 30-minute movie. And I think it could have done with a little bit more time. And this will just go into, I guess, both of my dislikes. I did not feel any real connection to Michael and his team. There's some people on his team that drop bombs about themselves and about their family, and I'm just like, it's like, okay, I'm sorry to hear about that, but I have no connection to you. There's no emotional attachment to you, your character, for me. Like even Michael and his clock running out because he's getting old, I understood that, and I could understand the drive that he had, but really I did not have connections with any of the four members on that team. Simu Liu, you had a very good actor as well with him. You had a really good cast in this movie. I'm going to put that out there right now. You had a good cast in this movie. I don't think we really had the right writers on this movie to give that that feel, that pull to us, you know, that you wanted to have. So those are my two drawbacks. Like, I think you could have spent a little bit more on the runtime and maybe got those connections, or maybe had another writer that could bring in those emotional connections so that way you did feel something for that team. It just wasn't there. So overall, guys, this movie is a good movie. That last act, though, is probably the heart of this movie. I was so emotional because the stuff that happens between Michael and Arthur at the third act of this movie is really the best part of this movie. Like, you could go in there for the last 30 minutes and I wish we could have had that a little bit more throughout this movie, but we don't. The humans are developed less in this movie. The stories, I get it, it's based on a true story. There's not much that you can do, and I don't know how much of it they kept as real or how much they made up on their own, but it just didn't fit. It didn't work for me. So with that being said, guys, Shep Talk gives Arthur the King 3 Sheps out of 5. And really, it's that third act that boosted it up, because I would have given this 2 Sheps out of 5. But the third act had me so much that I had to give it a 3. With that being said, guys, have you seen Arthur the King? Let me know down in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this more than I did? Did this hit for you? Or are you with me where this movie just seemed to be not a waste, but not a completely 100% there? But that is all I got time for, guys. If you like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel out greatly, and I do truly appreciate each and every one of you. And this is Darth Shep, signing off.